Jamuna tira vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna. Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivachakacharya, His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta, Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Nitila Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivachakacharya, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Grantara Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 11, Text 26. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Asikta margam gandhodai. Asikta margam gandhodai. Karinam madashikarai. Karinam madashikarai. Swaminam praptamalokya. Swaminam praptam alokya. Mattam va shutaram iva. Mattam va shutaram iva. Asikta margam gandhodai. Karinam madashikarai. Swaminam praptamalokya. Mattam bhasutaram iva. Asikta margam gandhodai. Karinam madashikarai. Swaminam praptamalokya. Mattam bhasutaram iva. Ashikta Margam. The streets were sprinkled. Gandha Uday, with perfumed water. Karinam, of elephants. Madashikarai, with particles of perfumed liquor. Swaminam, the master or proprietor. Praptam, present. Alokya, seeing personally. Mattam, very opulent. Va, either. Shutaram, highly. Eva, as if. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. During the reign of Lord Ramachandra, the streets of the capital, Ayodhya, were sprinkled with perfumed water and drops of perfumed liquor, thrown about by elephants from their trunks. When the citizens saw the Lord personally supervising affairs of the city in such opulence, they appreciated this opulence very much. Purport. We have simply heard about the opulence of Lord Ramarajya during the reign of Lord Ramachandra. Now here is one of the examples of the opulence of the Lord's kingdom. The streets of Ayodhya were not only cleaned, but also sprinkled with perfumed water and drops of perfumed liquor, which were distributed by elephants through their trunks. There was no need of sprinkling machines, for the elephant has a natural ability to suck water through its trunk and again throw it out in a shower. We can understand the opulence of the city from this one example. It was actually sprinkled with perfumed water. Moreover, the citizens had the opportunity to see the Lord personally, supervising the affairs of the state. He was not a sleeping monarch, as we can understand from his activities in sending his brothers to see to affairs outside the capital and punish anyone who did not obey the emperor's orders. This is called Digvijay. The citizens were all given facilities for peaceful life, and they were also qualified with appropriate attributes according to Varnashram. As we have seen from the previous chapter, Varnashrama Gunanavata, the citizens were trained according to the Varnashram system. A class of men were Brahmanas, a class of men were Kshatriyas, a class were Vaishyas, and also a class were Shudras. Without this scientific division, there can be no qualification of good citizenship. The king, being magnanimous and perfect in his duty, performed many sacrifices and treated the citizens as his sons, and perfectly ordered, as his sons, and the citizens, being trained in the Varnashram system, were obedient and perfectly ordered. The entire monarchy was so opulent and peaceful that the government was even able to sprinkle the streets with perfumed water. What to speak of other management? Since the city was sprinkled with perfumed water, we can simply imagine how opulent it was in other respects. Why should the citizens not have felt happy during the reign of Lord Ramachandra? Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. Sometimes I think that I wish I could go back in time, like when Prabhupada was here and Krishna was here. I want to speak of Lord Ramachandra, because we live, the soul never dies. We've been eternally existent. So I wished like I could go back that time when Ramachandra was personally here. So we can read about it. Actually, when you read these stories, this is a way to meditate and be there in our consciousness. That's what Krishna consciousness means. To actually go back at that time through our meditation. That's called separation. And obviously, it would be nice if we could personally be there and in the pastime, so Lord Ram and Lord Krishna. And even 50 years ago, when Srila Prabhupada was here, I'm sure Prabhupada was also an associate of Krishna. And he could see Lord Ramachandra, he could see Krishna, he was conversing with Krishna every day. And there are stories we can read about in Lilamrita. Prabhupada was having a talk with Krishna. And sometime when Prabhupada was giving a class, the demigods were attending his talks. Prabhupada said, "Didn't you see? Narad Muni was sitting here." I said, "Where?" We can't see, Prabhupada can see. So these pastimes of Lord Ramachandra are very attractive because even in India especially, we love Lord Ramachandra. He's so magnanimous and he's so heroic and he's so handsome and he's so Kshatriya-like, powerful. It's very attractive qualities. In fact, the devotees have those qualities of what Krishna has. This is how he ruled the world. Because when a great devotee rules the world, what to speak of Lord Ramachandra? He doesn't need a security guard because everybody loves him so much. He himself is mentioned here. He is personally supervising the street cleaning. And I heard even when the British were in India, they used to clean the streets, Calcutta, with rose water. You heard that? And here, it's mentioned in this sloka that elephants were sprinkling the water with the trunk. Not only water, liquor. I don't know what kind of liquor it is. I mean, they sprinkle liquor here, always sticky. But it's transcendental at that time. We can't imagine. But sometimes we read about these stories, it's really baffling. Because how, these things happen. We are so dependent on electricity, we are so dependent on technology, we are so dependent on our material facilities. And without these things, they had much more opulent than we can think of today. People have cat and dog. And that time, people were keeping elephant as a pet. How much land they would have. Cows. And this is opulent. Opulent means land, plenty of land, and rivers, water. This is opulent. I remember when the first time the washing machine came out. They were advertising washing machine in India. They were banging the clothes on the side of the washing machine. They said, "What are you doing? Put the clothes inside." But I remember when I was in the Gurukul in the 80s, we used to wash our clothes on the rock, bang it on the rock, and then, of course, the rivers were clean. And two boys would they hold the end of the dhoti in the chadar. In 10 minutes it would be dried from the sun because it's so hot. And it's so, no crinkle. You can fold it as if it is ironed. And you could drink the water from Jamuna. I was just in Vrindavan recently, early this year. You can't drink water from the Jamuna anymore. I remember the first time I went to Vrindavan, you can drink the water from the Jamuna. We never had to worry about being thirsty. The water was so clean you could see the bottom of the river because there's a sand. And you could go to Loy Bazaar from Vrindavan on a tanga, the horse carts. There was so much space. And I couldn't sleep because people were coming from villages and they were singing at night. Ladies, they were on a bullock cart. They were singing glories of Krishna and going about. So I could actually understand what it is explained in the Bhagavatam, the pastimes of Krishna 5,000 years ago. A glimpse of what it was with Vrindavan at that time. We got to see that a little bit, 1975. And if you see the videos of Srila Prabhupada walking through Vrindavan at that time, it was so beautiful. Forest everywhere. You could come out of Vrindavan temple, Krishna Balaram Mandir, and there's no houses. Forest and forest. When we came out of the temple, all forest. You can go all the way to Davanalakund. It's not far. We used to walk there every day in the afternoon to Davanalakund. And we jump from the tree. Kund is the place where Krishna swallowed the forest fire. I was just there this year. There's no such thing anymore. Davanalakund is gone. There's a building there. So these things right now, they may be not existing, but we could meditate by reading Prabhupada's books, the stories of those places. We have to go deeper through consciousness. We're living right now, we're living in Kali Yuga. This is very different from what is explained here, from Lord Ramachandra's time and now. It's all about being meditation in the consciousness. That's what Prabhupada said, Krishna consciousness. Because I was living in China, and I took some students, a whole bunch of students from Vrindavan, and they read about Krishna stories. So when I took them, they said, "Where is the lily in the river and the lotus leaf?" And they only saw pigs. They weren't very impressed. I said, so I had to explain these things, that you have to go deeper than what you see externally. It's all in consciousness. Just like when you see Krishna here, you think, oh, just some doll standing there. And ordinary people think that way. Archa Vigraha, he's there in that deity form. He appeared. Why Prabhupada took so hardship to open these temples? We're even reading elsewhere that deities are actually meant for Shudras. Because we can't see Krishna everywhere, so we have to have a temple where we can meditate on Krishna. Purity, they see Krishna everywhere. So when you read about Lord Ramachandra, it's so amazing. Ramachandra was attacked by 14,000 soldiers. 14. They were just Lord Ram, Sita Devi, and Lakshman. That's it. How are you going to fight 14,000 soldiers? 14,000. Our temple was attacked in Mayapur, 1977. I was there. 300 Muslims. We ran upstairs on the roof. We had no place to go. And we were just throwing rocks at them. And they have big piles of rock. They said it's for security. That was in the 1977. So Lord Ramachandra was attacked by 14,000 soldiers. And Lord Ramachandra said, he told Lakshman, take Sita, go in the cave, and I'll take care of these soldiers. Himself. He had a golden arrow. He shot the golden arrow, killed all the 14 soldiers. One arrow. And there was no damage. You can still grow vegetables. There was no atomic bomb. Everything is perfect, just as the soldiers were killed. That's transcendental. That's the glories of Lord Ram. Now there were fights with all these missiles and stuff. They killed children, women, everybody, except the enemy. They're hiding somewhere. And they destroy all the buildings. There's nowhere to live. Lord Ramachandra, he killed all those soldiers, 14,000 soldiers, just with one arrow. I don't know how he did it. It was much amazing if he actually saw it. That's Lord Krishna. And Lord Ramachandra, he came down here to kill Ravana because he was only to be killed by Ramachandra. No one else can kill him. No Hanuman, not Lakshman. And Lord Ramachandra's time is so clean, and we can imagine, because when we come from India to Australia or any Western countries, I don't understand how India can be so dirty from that time, which is explained here. Only now they're cleaning up. And when you read about this, it's not very long ago. Lord Ram lived and Krishna lived, 5,000 years only. And it's gone so different now than that time. If people don't have a concept of actually cleanliness. In Calcutta, where I came from, they're eating this pan, the chewing thing, betel nut. They spit everywhere. And they have a bin. It says, please spit in the bin. They spit everywhere except the container. So how is it that it can be so different now? Because Lord Rama was there, Krishna was there, all the avatars was there. It all goes down to that we don't read enough these stories. Cleanliness is not only external cleanliness, we have to also be clean internally, our consciousness. It's not like you go to the supermarket and get the best bar of soap, you clean yourself. How do you clean your heart with the best bar of soap and your consciousness? Excuse me, okay, you have a bar of soap and I want to clean my consciousness. They could probably say, go to the Hare Krishna temple. So the idea is to not only externally clean, but we also have to be clean internally, our consciousness, our heart. That cleanliness is when we are Krishna conscious. Prabhupada used to, every day when Prabhupada was in Mayapur or Vrindavan or any temple he went to, he used to go for a walk around the temple, checking things. And he saw a tap was running, and he turned it off. One drop of water. If it's running all the time, then a lot of water is lost. The Prabhupada was so conscious. And cleanliness, I remember this was 1976 in Mayapur. In India, in Bengal especially, they eat sugarcane, they chew on the teeth, and then they spit it. After taking the sugarcane, all that stuff, yeah. And they don't have any idea of putting it in the bin. So we all, our managers, they saw this Prabhupada was coming. And people were eating the sugar cane and they're spitting out the sugar cane. And so we all went to take breakfast. So the managers, they said, stop eating. Everybody get out. And we all, men, women, children, everybody, we left our prasadam and we had to go clean the streets. Hours later we had to go back and take our breakfast. If you do that now, I'm not going to the Hare Krishna temple. I'm going to cook at my home and eat. But that's the training we got that time. Discipline is when we can force yourself to be clean. Like a lot of grihasthas, they have iron in their home. They iron the sari, iron the dhoti. I think it's a good thing to be very clean, nicely dressed. Prabhupada wanted us to be clean. You see our books, Bhagavatam. I remember the first time I saw a magazine, This was 1980s. One of the boys from Australia bought a magazine. So beautiful. I said, wow, I want to go there. They had the pictures of the farm, New Govardhan farm. Very colorful. So it's Prabhupada wanted so attractive that people become attracted to Krishna consciousness. So you have a clean temple. Because you want to be there, you want to sit, it's so peaceful, so calm, so relaxing. That's the idea. So if you live like a pig, then it affects your consciousness. So the place where you sleep should be very clean. Cleanliness is godliness. I remember, I grew up in ISKCON. So in the Gurukul, we had that training that when you get up, the area where you sleep, you fold your sling bag and you have to wipe down that clay, that area. That's the standard. When I've been to some people's home, they look like muchi, like anything, filthy. Indian people are very clean. But like, you go to some people's home, like filthy. And your car. As I always go to devotee's house uninvited to check what's going on. A devotee's car, sometimes filthy. It should be clean. You go in your car, should be smell of incense, Prabhupada's books, very nice and clean. Like people drive Uber, they keep the car very clean because they're customers. So it all reflects your consciousness. Why the cities were clean? Because people, or at that time, were very clean people. They can't stand dirt. Like in a place where I live, I've got a very big place, so I sleep the front room so people don't break in stuff. So that room, no one's going to tell me, oh, Prabhu, oh Maharaji, you have to do it yourself. Fold your clothes. I was one of the first servant of Jayapataka Maharaj. This was 1976, 77. I was only a kid, 9 years old. And so he trained me. I still remember. He opened, we didn't have a suitcase like today. India we call it trunk, a metal trunk those days. We didn't have like all these Western suitcases like we have today. So he opened the trunk and he personally showed me how to fold a dhoti. So if you're traveling, he'd fold and put it in a particular place. Your things should be in a different area. So the more nicely you fold, then you can put more clothes. I had no idea. So then I learned from that so when you get up, fold your blanket, fold your clothes, look, everything should be clean, put away. These are very basic things. This is actually part of Krishna consciousness. How we live, lifestyle, how we live your life. And then I remember this was 1977. We were getting trained up to do Sankirtan, sell books in the street in India. 1977, I was 11. I had no idea how to distribute books. And so there's this Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Maharaj. He is a big-time guru now. And so he was our group manager. And I came from Mayapur. So we went to North Bengal. So I said, Maharaj, I don't know how to distribute books. I'll stay back. So he said, okay, you stay back and cook for us. Like cook is even, I better go and distribute books, it's easier. Cooking is harder. And at the age of 11, so he said, we want sweet rice, we want this. I had no idea. So it's not like these days you can look up the recipe in your Google or whatever. So I cooked everything, and I thought, I better make some sweet rice. So I made sweet rice. So when everybody came back to the ashram, where the hotel we were staying, so I served prasadam. I think it was really bad, but they all enjoyed it because you're not allowed to complain. Just accept with all Krishna's mercy. That's the attitude. So I said, Maharaj, I have sweet rice here. So, oh, really? So I bought the sweet rice. They had to cut the sweet rice with a knife. Because you're supposed to drink the sweet rice. I had no idea the consistency. How much rice, how much milk. It was really sweet. So they all ate it. They were cutting it, having it. So I still remember today. So these things, we need to learn from these things how we can improve our Krishna consciousness. How we can... So why these things are there in the Bhagavatam? Who cares how they clean the street? But when they clean the street with the elephant trunk sprinkling the water, that's even more interesting. Like we go on a Harinam, and there's one guy, he's inside this small truck, and he's cleaning the streets, sucking all the leaves and the dirt. I was like really interested to look at that. And he's just sitting there. It's quite fun, actually. He doesn't have to do anything. He's just driving and cleaning. I said, oh, I want to get that kind of a job. You just sit in the small truck and you suck up all the dirt. It's so easy. We had to personally clean the street, Mayapur. You know how many toilets there are in the long building? We had to clean those toilets. No machines, by hand. It says here, Kali Yuga is all machine. And it's really yucky. There are all those villagers coming and then using the toilets, so yucky, and they don't know how to clean. Even here, you see, it's like, I said, no, I'm going to go use the sannyasi toilet upstairs. Sometimes I have to go really badly. I said, I wait to go, I go to the house. People don't have idea how to be clean. Basic things, isn't it? So cleanliness reflects your consciousness because how you live, how you talk, how you make yourself, your appearance, that's how you're going to be Krishna conscious. We go on the street looking like a yabbo, your hair's everywhere, you don't wear proper sari, not proper tilak, you come around from your work, your jeans have a hole in the jeans, they said it's fashion. It's not that we're living like 5,000 years ago. At that time it was actually better, or like some aboriginals, forest. We have your iron and your machine, you can keep clean. Prabhupada said, he made this temple to be so clean so that we can attract the people when they come here, they're attracted because it's so clean. Not even monkeys running through the temple, cobwebs, like you see some of these temples in India. Prabhupada is pure devotee. He came from the spiritual world. He told Krishna, I don't want to go to the material world. Krishna said, you have to go. I will make sure that I'll protect you. He didn't want to come down here and mess with all these bums in the street in New York. They stole his tape player. That's what Prabhupada had to go through. In Africa, I heard, Prabhupada was giving Bhagavatam class and his dhoti was missing. And some brahmacharis were sitting wearing his dhoti. Prabhupada said, that's my clothes. This is what Prabhupada had to go through. Like if you imagine you take my clothes, I'll be really angry. Prabhupada was really cool. He knew these are in Africa, they don't know. He tolerated it. In New York, such bums. Right in the beginning, they loved the halava so much because they put drugs in it. Yeah, they put LSD, you can read about in the Lilamrita. They put LSD in the halava. And Hare Krishna, they're tripping because there are drugs in it. But Prabhupada knew that. Prabhupada knew in the beginning they're like that. He tolerated it. But gradually when he saw that these people were developing the taste for chanting, then he implemented the rules. So that's the trick. So, apane achar, then prachar. You have to be example of yourself, and then you can teach others. You're talking so many things, and you're not exemplary yourself. People are going to go, ha, 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 look at you. That's what happens. A lot of the time we talk about it, but we're not exemplary enough. To Lord Ramachandra, he was perfect leader. Ramarajya is mentioned here. A kingdom, Lord Ramachandra, when he ruled the world, it was so perfect because he himself was perfect. He made everything else perfect. See, everything starts with yourself. You can go, you. You have to start with yourself. You're Krishna conscious, people will see to your example. That's how it works in Kali Yuga. I go around, like a mundane person and a rowdy. People are not going to listen. Vaishnava means one is perfect in his character. Brahmana. Vaishnava Brahmana. Not that you have a Brahman thread and you are Brahmana. Guna karma vibhagasha is mentioned here. The 4 ashramas are there. Varnashram. Qualities. Guna. Guna karma vibhagasha. The society is divided according to your character. Vibhagasha. Vibhag. What's the character? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. I said, I'm a Brahmana. I don't clean the toilet. Give me the book I'm studying. Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur. There's a person came to the temple. He said, I want to join the Hare Krishna, your temple. So he asked the Brahmachari to show him the kitchen to clean the pots. He said, I'm a Brahmana, I don't clean the pots. Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur said, he showed him the door. The conclusion of the scriptures, when you can understand that it's transcendental, serving Krishna. In our temple, they have cooks, we have a preacher, Bhagavatam, and we have a pujari, we have a cleaner of the toilet. I do all of those things. That's mean I shouldn't be sitting here. You all know I'm in the kitchen every day. That's the work of a Sudra. So if I didn't cook, he wouldn't have prashadam to eat. Even Krishna, because I cook his lunch. So it's Krishna's work. It's transcendental. But we have to understand the concept behind according to your character. But we have to do service to Krishna, whatever you are good at. So no, I didn't know. You have to learn. You come from India, you drive in the wrong side. So no, sorry, I didn't know. Or so many other things. So you have to know the rules and regulations. And the most important thing is to be clean. It's mentioned here. It has to be clean. Wash the vegetables. I remember when I first joined, we could find bugs in the khichdi. Yummy. Because that was meant for the food for life. We were so poor. And there was no complaint. We just took the bugs to the side, out of the khichdi, away the khichdi. Pretty yucky. But now, like we go to the kitchen, we see who is cooking. If you're not a good cook, they go home and cook yourself. I've heard that. We're so spoiled. So to read these stories. We have the washing machine to clean our clothes. We need the facility to have a nice place to sleep. We didn't have facility those days. We had just In the beginning, right in the beginning, they didn't even have a dhoti in America. They used to wear bed sheets. Saffron dhoti was made out of bed sheet. They dye it, saffron, and wear that. And people say, you look at the Hare Krishna, these people were bed sheets. How do you call the kitchen tablecloth? The saris you wear, colorful. But the idea is not so much, it's your consciousness, it's your Krishna consciousness. But they were very happy, they were serving Krishna. They didn't care what they ate, they didn't care what they dressed. Of course now we have everything. They will still walk around like a yabo these days. We have kirtan, and some people on the side like this. Don't want to join in. Just get in the Krishna consciousness. Get out of your habit, bad habits. Just become part of Krishna's consciousness. Become part of Krishna's family. Participate in Krishna consciousness. Become sincere. That's all it takes. It's too much. I want to live like my own, independently, and I want to wear whatever I like, and have my own money. I don't need someone telling me what to do. That's why we are here in the material world. Because we couldn't work with Krishna. Go down in the material world. You want to do whatever you like? Fine. This is material world. This is why we came here. We want to be independent from Krishna. Oh, why Krishna is enjoying? Why have so many gopi? Not me. That's why we're in the material world. Birth, death, old age and disease. No, I'm so happy here. So Vaishnava means they voluntarily want to be clean. They voluntarily want to do austerity. They voluntarily want to do service to Krishna because out of love for Krishna. They give up these bad habits. Because Vishaya vinivartante niraharasada rasabarjam rasapasya. Krishna says one has to develop the higher taste. What do you get out of chanting Hare Krishna? But the higher taste is there in the holy name. The higher taste is there in the Hare Krishna mantra. The higher taste is there in the chanting. The higher taste is there in the service. That's the attitude. We have to know that cleanliness is not just clean. Why are we clean? Because it's for pleasing Krishna. Even today, I used to go to Poland, Russia, and all these countries in the 90s. Some countries there in Europe, they go to church very seriously. You know, they dress, children dress up, and they go to the church. Similar to our idea. We dress up nicely, you go to the temple, festival. Why are we doing that? Because to please Krishna, for God's pleasure. Put on tilak and everything. I lived in China for many, many years. And the Chinese devotees, the really, really nice devotees, they can pronounce Hare Krishna because of the language. They can pronounce R. Hare Krishna, they say Hare Krishna. But Krishna understands this language. At the time of death, he said, Hare Krishna. You think Krishna is not going to come? So he didn't send my name nicely. But that's very sincere. And here we are from India, we can chant Hare Krishna, everything nicely, but we're not doing it. We have better things to do. Go and watch cricket instead of coming to the temple. Instead of coming to Bhagavatam class, if I finish the class 9 o'clock, there'll be a lot of people out there already eating. We're supposed to be sitting here. Our prasadam is not meant to go out of the kitchen till 9 o'clock. It should not go out. But people helping themselves. So, when you talk about cleanliness, it's your consciousness. I want to serve Krishna. I want to love Krishna. I want to chant His name. I want to sit in the class and hear about Lord Ram. It's mentioned that whenever a devotee talks about Lord Ram, Hanuman is there. He's sitting. Any of you could be Hanuman, you don't know. They come in disguise. Prabhupada said, didn't you see? Narad Muni was here. He said that. He gave a class in London. He said, didn't you see? Narad Muni was here and Brahma was here. They come. It's a serious business, chanting Hare Krishna. The sincere you are, Krishna personally listening. Lord Ram, so many years ago, thousands of years ago, and yet we're talking about Lord Ram now. Hanuman could be here. They said to Hanuman, where do you live? Can you give your address? Somebody said, 197 Dank Street. He said, no, I don't have a place, I'm homeless. He travels, universe to universe. This Narad Muni asked him. And he said to Narad Muni, where's your address? He said, I also travel like you, we're a mendicant. Universe to universe, universal preacher. They don't have a home, sannyasi. So, this is the quality of a great devotees. They're like bees. The bees, they go where there's honey, flower to flower, collecting honey. So devotees are like bees. Oh, Bhagavatam class. No, I'm sorry, I'm going to have a khichdi first. There's no honey in there. Next time I cook khichdi, I'm going to put a lot of chili. So you're going to come to class. So anyway, I'm just saying this. Everything we do, we have to acquire the taste. Nama ruchi, we have to develop the taste. If we don't have a taste, then develop it. Oh no, I didn't know, Prabhu. How many years are you a devotee? 50 years. I remember I got really sick in Vrindavan. Very sick. So I went to the toilet. I was unconscious. Next thing, they took me to Ramakrishna Mission Hospital in Vrindavan. I was unconscious. So people said, oh, you, the Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, these people, they're sick because they eat too much butter. Yeah, and that's what we do. With so much ghee, like so much ghee that we donated, put it in the khichdi, put it in the sabji, next day you're unconscious. It's for Krishna's pleasure. So I got really upset. I was unconscious, but I heard that. I got up. I said, no, we don't. It's for Krishna's pleasure. We take prasadam. I was a small kid. I was like, what are you talking about? So that I got up from the unconsciousness. So the people, they know. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, you just eat the halwa and with soaking in butter. That's why you're sick. And my mother used to make halwa with milk. I never saw what butter it is. We're living in Kali Yuga now. Krishna's time, there's so much butter. It's mentioned that the ground is wet from the milk. Now all you get is just water, white water. So, what is your motivation? We are here to serve Krishna. We are here to please Krishna. We can dress nicely, we can be clean, because we know this will please Krishna. Our One Mataji, I told this story before. One Indian lady came to our temple. This is way back in the 70s. She had her hair like this, like a Sai Baba, you know, movie star. They had never covered the hair. So one of the Maharajis in the temple, American lady, says, so she approached her, said, "Oh, Hare Krishna, Mataji, this is the temple, and we have brahmacharis, can you cover your head?" Very nicely, very smiling, and she was really impressed. Here this American lady telling us, we are from India, we should to know the culture. So she was so impressed, they ended up becoming a devotee later on. So how we speak and our attitude, our consciousness, our behavior, our lifestyle, what we speak and our dress, this can attract not only Krishna but normal people. Why people like to come to our temple? Because they see, wow, this Hare Krishna, Dank Street, is such a beautiful place. It's very attractive because the environment there is just very pleasing, very soothing. I spoke to a lot of people, they told me that. They have Albert Park. Also you can go sit there and there's ducks in the water. But not the same as our temple, because this is saturated with Krishna consciousness. They said it's such a peaceful place. They sit the side of the fountain. People come here, the temple's closed, they sit there. Because it's peaceful. So if we keep this place looking like a Goshala, people are not going to come. And if you're going to look like a bum, you need to keep yourself clean. So the idea, cleanliness. We can learn in India, they can read this part of Bhagavatam. They're using the elephant trunk to sprinkle the water to clean the streets with rose water in Lord Ramachandra's time. And that's India, Bharatvarsh. Whatever it is, we need to clean it. Now they're making India better road, 4 lanes. They want to make it like here. But you go behind in the village, like filthy, sewages and stuff. To keep clean. Throwing rubbish in the Jamuna, cleaning their body. I went to one place with one devotee in Gujarat 2 years ago. So that place was Lord Kapila spoke. What is that, Rishi? He was meditating there. Kardama Muni. So, Kardama Muni, he was so much in ecstasy to meet Kapila that he was crying. From his tears, there's a pond of water. That pond is still there. So these villagers, they come wash their feet and do their dirty laundry. So the devotees are with, he stopped them. He said, this is sacred water, don't even put your feet. He preached to them. He round them up on the road, on the side, and he preached to them the importance of cleanliness. And they all understood. They said, oh, okay, sorry. They should put a sign, it's sacred water, don't put your feet, touch it to your head only. People know that. Just a matter of education. Why these people are very clean? But they don't have the concept of cleaning the heart and the consciousness. At Vaishnava, it's not only internally clean, but they're also externally clean, all around, perfect in every way. We had in Perth, in the 90s, we opened our restaurant. So we invited the Minister of Health. And he's wearing an apron, and he was serving papadum. You know, papadum, a very popular thing. It's very crunchy, it's a nice feeling to eat. So he was serving to the public and he was eating it. So we told him, sorry, you can't serve and eat at the same time. And he was a health minister. So they may be very hygiene, but they don't understand the importance of cleanliness in the Vedic way. You know, they say, oh, don't, they shake the hand, hello. Your hand might be filthy. But individuals like that, Hare Krishna, from distance. We always have, you know, they're talking about COVID time, you know, not shake hand. We don't shake hand anyway in India. We do this, Hare Krishna. So everything is in the culture, if you follow it. You see Maharaji's Hare Krishna Maharaji. Like, oh, Hare Krishna. And so she's like that. There is respect, on respect. How you speak. This has a great importance to affect people just by thought and talk and stuff. This is why it's mentioned here, how they used to clean. Now they're cleaning up in India. They're learning from the Western country to be clean. But we can take it more deeper to clean the consciousness, to be Krishna's devotee. I went to, when I first came here, my program was to make devotees in Sydney. Bhakta program, which is called Bhakta program, make new people devotees. So we had one boy, he was coming around. I told him, we have to join the temple now, no waiting around. So sometimes people just come, take years before they actually join. You know, they come, eat, they're not ready. We don't push them because we're scared. Maybe they'll never come. But I said, I don't care, I'm going to push him. He joined today, otherwise don't come around. He said, okay. So I went to his place where he was staying. I said, pack your bag. You come into the temple, like ashram. His room was filthy. That's how I know. It was like rubbish everywhere. He didn't have any idea about ironing the clothes. It's just big piles of clothes. So when he wanted to get his clothes, he had to look through and get it out. What kind of person is that? So he became a devotee and he was really clean. We showed him how to be clean. Fold the clothes and everything. Brahmachari. Brahmachari, Grihastha, Banava, Sannyas. If you look like a bum, a brahmachari, then you get married, you got to be changed before that. Otherwise, Mataji will train you, right? So the system is there. So everything is based on Krishna consciousness platform. The Krishna consciousness platform is that everything you do, even if it's wearing a dhoti. I've been wearing dhoti for 50 years, and I still don't know how to put dhoti. I really hate putting dhoti. I feel more comfortable wearing jeans, to tell you the truth. But they don't wear jeans in the spiritual world, maybe only in the Western countries. And when I first came here, I thought everybody was a devotee. So I came with my medanga, really nicely ironed clothes. And when I got to the airport, they said, what are you doing here? I was shocked that there's not everyone devotee here. Because every Western person I saw was devotee in Mayapur. I never saw any Westerners wearing karmic clothes. So I thought maybe everyone is the same here. I was too innocent. So they probably think every one of us in India is same. Everybody wear dhoti sari. So, it's important for our dress regulations, how we dress. You come on Harinam, maybe from your work. I went to Harinam on Friday in Sydney. Every person wearing jeans. How are going to people say the Hare Krishna, they're going around jeans and stuff? Wait, bring a dhoti with you at the office, change it before you come Harinam. It's to preach Krishna consciousness. It's not for you, it's to please Krishna. So you can look good for Krishna. Isn't it? And I got so many years, still coming. What's the problem wearing a dhoti? Before the Europeans came to India, everybody wore dhoti in India, if you could see the pictures. And nowadays, Mataji wears sari and men wear jeans. What nonsense is that? Wear proper clothes. And keep it clean. These are very basic things. Jesus Christ, He mentioned 10 regulations, 10 commandments. Very basic. Thou shalt not eat meat and other things. I don't know all the other things. Which we always do. All those things, the 10 commandments, we follow that. You don't have to tell people. Don't steal somebody's wife. Obviously, we don't do those things. That's what He said in the 10 commandments. Who's going to go around and steal somebody's wife? That's ridiculous. We don't do that unless it's some Kali Yuga thing. So that means we are cultured. Cultured society. Krishna consciousness is the highest society. We implement the highest rules. Bhakti Yoga. We don't tell people, oh, don't come here and run off with somebody's wife. We don't say that. That's what in the 10 Commandments. Bhagavad Gita didn't have the 10 Commandments. That's why people from Christianity, they became Krishna's devotee. Because Prabhupada said, by becoming Krishna's devotee, you become a better Christian. All the rules is already there in the Bhagavatam. I mean, if we are living many years ago, we'd get elephants to clean the streets with the elephant trunk. We had 2 elephants in Mayapur. And they have to have one huge land just to feed them. All the sugarcane and bamboo trees. It's very expensive. I think they got rid of them. So we make money from selling Mahaprasadam instead, donations. All that money goes to take care of the elephants. So you guys eat like elephants, you know. Cut down your eating, eat less. How much you want to eat? At the end of your life, your body is going to be turned to ashes. All the food you ate, no meaning. Burn to ashes. Ashes to ashes. We put so much importance on eating and sleeping. You know, I cook all this prasad and say, no, we want pizza. Go home and make your pizza. And before Prabhupada came, when Prabhupada was here, we didn't even know what pizza was. So the idea here is to be Krishna conscious, look like Ramachandra. Ideal king. Ramachandra was ideal king because he himself was doing. He not just spoke. Ramarajya. We have one guy in India, he is the minister, he's brahmachari. What's his name? Yogi something. It's very nice. Prabhupada said, those days the kings or emperors, they were Vaishnava. Raja, Rishi, saintly kings. The kings, they were so Krishna conscious that made everyone Krishna conscious. They would play the drum from the top of a hill. Today is Ekadashi. If you don't follow Ekadashi, they arrest you. That's amazing. And now we follow the Chaturmas, and there's no spinach in the sabji. I'm going crazy. Like in Bengal, we have to have spinach. Everything we have spinach, sak. When is the spinach fast going to be over? Spinach fast, and there's milk. Okay, I can give up milk. I get sick from drinking milk. But we need spinach. And urad dal, papadam, love papadam. It's so difficult without these things. But we do it because we have to accept some austerities to please Krishna. We give up on the basis of higher taste, on the basis of serving Krishna. If this pleases Krishna, okay, I'll do it. Even if it is austere. Your sense is, I want. Calm down. Chant Hare Krishna. Kana kapayega, where's the food? Calm down. Chant Hare Krishna. Now they're talking about World War III. Are you ready? Your body's going to be gone in seconds if they drop a bomb. You don't have time to even chant Hare Krishna. Ashes. Burnt. The devotees asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, what will you do if this bomb fall on us? Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna, and everybody laughed. That's what we do. What else are you going to do? Chant Hare Krishna. People think, oh, what kind of clothes I'm wearing? And where's Prasadam? You don't have time. How my looks are. Like, I forget my soap in the... You don't have time. We are so lucky, we still have some time to prepare ourselves. But death can come at any time, without any prior notice. No, a few more minutes, I have to have finished my halava first. I ordered a pizza and it hasn't arrived yet. The bomb drops on you before the pizza arrives. They have to take birth again because they had the ambition. You have to purify your desire. Yeah? Any questions? Yes. Give her the microphone.
Prabhu, you mentioned, I met this person upstairs. So basically he was having prasadam, and then after that his hands were muchi, but then he went up again to get prasadam. So I gently said to him that, your hands are muchi and you cannot do this. But then he said to me that you guys only say that prasadam is non-different to Krishna. So how can I be muchi if the prasadam is like Krishna? So what can we say to these types of people?
Good question. It depends on your consciousness. Like if you are a very sincere person, 100% surrender, you can see things in a very transcendental way. Like sometime in India, they get carried away with pusharam, they give you a little bit, they touch, sometimes it falls on the ground, they get it off and they eat it off the ground because of the respect of the pusharam. Because you have that kind of mentality if you understand that's how pure it is. Gangang bhasav nakalu budbud fene pankai. When you see the Ganges, mud and foam on it, on the top of the Ganges, but despite such defects and dirt, the Ganges water remains pure. It says in one of the books. So similarly, so when you have Krishna Pusharam, obviously it's pure, but it's our business, our job is to make sure the Pusharam is clean and not wasted and spoiled. So, but also at the same time, we should be clean. And I think the first time, way back in the 70s, I have no idea that people can eat with a spoon. I was like, wow. So one American devotee took out spoon from the bag, and we were all watching him. What's he doing? So he didn't eat anything yet, so he opened his bag. It's like a drama. Zipped, took the spoon out. Then we were all looking, what's he going to do with it? Then he was eating with the spoon. I said, wow. So first time I thought, I want to eat with a spoon. I thought it was a really good thing. like you don't touch and everything and eat it. It's very clean. But they also said, if you eat food with the hands, mix it, there's that it enhances the quality of the food, stuff like that, and digestion. But also, so there's just many rules and regulations. If I throw the food, then you think, oh, how dare you? And you're thinking, oh, Krishna, very sorry. And then you take it off, touch it to your head. That's that different mentality. Usually we never do that. I throw it, no. Like, just the other day, a whole bucket of sabji came off and all over the ground. It looked like a really big mess. We had to clean it up. We can't serve that. Not everybody is transcendental platform. But there's a standard at the same time that depends on you. They were throwing cakes, Mahaprasada, Radha Madhava cake, and it's landing in people's back. And they're eating off the back. They yuck, like sweat and stuff, COVID maybe. But they had that mentality of the importance and the purity of prasadam. It's with that consciousness will rise you. But you think, oh yuck, then you'll get sick. Yeah. But it should not, Bhagavatam, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, you shouldn't eat like prasadam offered, like 3 hours after 3 hours. But also it says that it stays pure. So that all depends on you. Yeah. So just make sure that you finish your prasadam on your plate, so you don't have any leftover. Or just make sure when people give the spoon, they wear gloves. We have the rules here. You're not like in the village in India, and here, it's coming down your side, and here. No, it's prasadam. We have to have cleanliness here in Australia. But that higher standard is always there at the same time. Okay?
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes, Prabhu.
How long ago was it that Lord Ramachandra was on the planet? Was it in Satya Yuga?
Not Satya Yuga, last Yuga.
What Yuga was it?
Satya Treta, the Treta Yuga.
Treta Yuga.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Not very long. Like each universe, we're living in this universe, each universe has its duration, span of duration. So we never talk about the duration of the universe. So compared to the duration of our universe, the people living in it, you only live for a second. Like an ant. They take birth and they die. They think, wow, such a long life. Ants, they just have a short life. So we, compared to the duration of this universe and the different yugas, we only live for a second. You go, I'm gone. One breath. But we're thinking, oh, I have so many things to do, I have this to do, this to that. It's just one breath and you died, like an ant. Think that way. If you think that way, you will be more urgency in practicing Krishna consciousness. I think that way every day. Okay, this could be my last day here, hit by a car or something or the other. So you have to always see things in a very urgent way. Treta Yuga, people used to live thousands of years. Treta, 10,000 years. They used to live for 10,000 years, right? That's a long time. If we can live up to, like all the people that I know, they died age of 50 or 80. They couldn't even make it to 100, where we're supposed to live for 100 years in Kali Yuga. So people used to live for 10,000 years. That's in Treta Yuga. Satya Yuga, 100,000. So if you live in Kali Yuga 10,000 years, then you're going to really suffer. Because there's so much suffering. You better live short life and leave. So it's a blessing in Kali Yuga. We can live short time and go back to Godhead. Anybody else? It's 9 o'clock. Still. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.